This is William Michael of the Classical Liberal Arts Academy, and in this video I'd like to provide students with a walk through the second lesson in the Classical Liberal Arts Academy's Modern Arithmetic 3 course. In our first lesson we learned the definition of a unit and number. We also learned what arithmetic is. We learned that arithmetic is the study of numbers and the computation or the art of computing by them. We learned that there are two ways to express numbers, in words and with characters, and that a system of notation is a method of expressing numbers with characters. And then lastly, we learned that there are two systems of notation commonly in use, the Arabic system and the Roman system, and that normally in arithmetic we do our computing with Arabic characters, the Arabic system of notation. As you can see, this second lesson begins our study of the Arabic system of notation. So in Article 2 here, we're going to begin the study of the Arabic system of notation. Let's begin here at article number 2. We read, "To express numbers, the Arabic notation employs 10 characters called figures." To express numbers, Arabic notation employs 10 characters called figures. And what that means is that any number from the number 1 all the way to the highest number you can count or imagine in the Arabic system of notation can be expressed using only 10 different characters. That's what makes the Arabic system so valuable and helpful. We can write any number with characters using only 10 different figures. And we can see that these figures are what we normally call the numbers in modern society. And we see them listed here for us: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. These 10 figures are used in the Arabic system of notation to express any number. And we're going to learn how to do that in these next few lessons. So the first rule, or first point in lesson 2, is to express numbers, the Arabic notation employs 10 characters called figures. The second point in lesson 2, down here on the next page, teaches us that the order of a figure is the place it occupies in a number. The order of a figure is the place it occupies in a number. So we're going to learn how we can express any number by this combination of figures and orders. Not just the figures, but also the place or order of the figures in a number using the Arabic system. So the two important points when studying the Arabic system of notation teach us how to express any number by changing the figures and the order of those figures, or the place of those figures in a number. And we'll study that in the coming lessons. Let's take a look at these two remarks that are made in the text, which are just interesting little observations. The first remark says, "The Arabic system of notation is so called, it's called Arabic, because its characters appear to have been introduced into Europe by the Arabians. So it's called Arabic because the numbers or symbols were introduced into Europe by the Arabian people. But it is now generally acknowledged that they originated in India. So the Arabic system was believed to have originated with the Arabians, but now it's believed that it started in India. And note number 2, the Arabic notation is also called the decimal system. The Arabic system, or the Arabic notation, is also called the decimal system and the common system because it's used most commonly. The word decimal is derived from the Latin word decem, which means 10. So the Arabic system is called the decimal system because it consists of 10 different figures. Everything is expressed in some matter of 10. The Arabic notation is also called the decimal system and the common system. So in Lesson 2, we learn how numbers are expressed in the Arabic notation. They're expressed with figures, and there's a number of 10 figures used in the Arabic system of notation. And then if we wonder, how are we going to express all these numbers if we only have 10 figures? And the answer is, we're going to change the order of these figures and put these figures into different orders or places to express different numbers. And we're going to study that in the coming lessons. That's all for Lesson 2. It's a short but important lesson. Make sure you memorize these points carefully. Points 1 and 2. You don't have to memorize the remarks. Those are just interesting observations, as I said before. But memorize these 2 important points, and we'll continue our study of modern arithmetic. God bless your studies.